Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in Byron Bay at the moment on the east coast of Australia. Chris and I have got a van and we're driving up to Cairns, which has been so much fun. I'm sorry I won't be vlogging as regularly, only because it's quite difficult in the van and we are quite busy sightseeing, but I thought I would finally do a vlog on intermittent fasting. I've had loads of people ask, and yeah, I think it's about time that I actually do dedicate a vlog to it. So the reason I would recommend intermittent fasting is because the aim of getting into the state of ketosis is kind of, you want to do it as quickly as possible. And in order to get into ketosis, you need to use your glycogen stores. So then your body converts its energy source to fat. There's two states of fasting. So there's the feeding state and then there's the fasted state. So in the feeding state, your insulin levels are high. So it makes it really difficult for your body to burn fat. So when you're fasting, your insulin levels are low, and then that's when your body is able to commence burning fat. So the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting go hand in hand. So not only will you go into ketosis quickly, but it helps moderate and regulate your eating patterns and your calorie intake. By shortening the window of eating, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're eating less calories. Some people do eat less, like I know I eat less calories when I'm fasting, but some people eat the same. But it just gives your body that window to digest and process and absorb the food. I'm personally not one to forget to eat. Like, there have been days where Mum and I will be making dinner and then she'll say to me, "Oh, I actually haven't eaten today." That has never been me. So I've always been a very, very hungry girl, and I've kind of let meal times and food dominate my day, really. If I'm not eating, my mind was kind of always planning and plotting what I was going to eat and when I was going to eat. I still love food, but my mind is just not focused on it anymore. My appetite is suppressed, so I'm not hungry, and yeah, I'm just able to make the right decisions in my meal choices. So the thing with this diet is your appetite will suppress, and so rather than intermittent fasting being added diet to this, it's just really a way of structuring and creating a pattern for the ketogenic diet. I've been told so many times that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That is not true. I actually have the most amount of energy when I wake up and in the morning and in the period that I'm not eating. I love to train in the mornings, and I just don't need breakfast, and I'm particularly not hungry in breakfast. I find if you overeat in the morning, or if you eat when you're not hungry, it kind of sets you up for the day to continue to eat and overindulge. I personally don't intermittently fast every single day. If I wake up one morning and I'm starving, of course I'm going to eat, or if I just know that my meal times and patterns throughout the day are going to be scattered or disorganized, I'll just have something to eat. I just listen to my body and I feel what is right. I don't feel it necessary to do the 1 to 2 day fasting. I'm more in it just to give my tummy a break overnight and just maintain my energy levels for the morning. If I were continuously hungry day after day, then I definitely wouldn't continue with intermittent fasting. It's just pointless. You may also find that if you do fast in the morning, it leaves you with more calories for the next couple of meals, or however many meals you decide to have in that window. It means more calories per meal, which means you can get a bit more creative with your meals and add more ingredients, really. I believe hunger is completely mental. If you're stuck in the head space or the attitude that you can't exercise, or you can't go to work, or you can't do this and that with an empty stomach, this diet is really good because it will suppress your appetite and you will get over that. What I suggest is you give it a go and see how it makes you feel, and I promise you your energy levels will be up in the morning and it will regulate your eating patterns for the rest of the day. If your number one goal with this diet is to drop weight quickly, I think intermittent fasting is really good as well, because shortening that window period and having sufficient amount of calories in that period per meal, you will lose weight and your calorie goal will go down. So how to start intermittent fasting? So set a time, maybe start with a 12-hour period. So have your last meal at say 8 p.m. the night before, and then don't have another meal until 8 a.m. See how that makes you feel, see how that makes your stomach feel, and see if that eliminates any bloating or discomfort that you may feel in the morning. If 12 hours is too easy, up it to 14. If 14 is too easy, up it to 16 or 18. I generally try and go for 18, and this also aids with digestion. Coffee, do I drink it? So with intermittent fasting, people say, and I've read loads of reviews and things like that, that it's not actually intermittent fasting if you're consuming coffee, because your body does have to metabolize that. I drink coffee in the morning, and I also add my oils, so technically I'm not really intermittently fasting if you're going to go by the book. But rather than depriving myself of the calories, I'm just depriving myself of the food, and I find that my body digests this fine. I would be careful with starting this diet, because sometimes the oils can cause a bit of nausea. So just try it out, see how it makes you feel, and if you can't tolerate the oils, don't have them. Just wait until your first meal. Just make sure you make up the fats later on in the day. If you can go without coffee in the morning, good on you. I take my hat off to you, but I do like to enjoy a coffee in the morning, especially when I'm working out, because it is a form of pre-workout for me. But personally, these oils are filling enough to tide me over until my first meal, which can be as late as 2 p.m. some days. So on this diet, at one point, and it could be sooner rather than later, you will experience appetite suppression, which is awesome. It helped me with a lot of my issues. It helped me with my relationship with food, and it does allow you and give you time to organize yourself and plan your meals, so you are careful with what's actually going into your body. An important thing to do on this diet is to listen to your body. So if you're generally not hungry, don't eat, because it is a high fat, high calorie diet. So if you are eating when you're not hungry and you do this continuously, you're just gonna gain fat and it's gonna store. With the appetite suppression, make the most of this. So if you wake up in the morning and you're genuinely really not hungry, take this and use it for a fast. Also, I will touch on digestion as well. I've had questions come through about that, but I'll do a separate vlog. I used to work on the colorectal ward in the hospital, so talking about poo and stool is really just not a problem for me. But what I will say, when you're starting this diet, just have a good look when you do go to the bathroom of what's in the toilet bowl. Check for consistency and volume. I found volume really decreased and consistency was a little bit off, but my stomach felt great. Like I had no bloating at all. So say if you're bloated and the consistency and volume is really off, then maybe do some research and finding out what that could be, or send me a message and I might be able to help. What should you eat to break the fast? So if you're, say for example, I fast for about 18 hours, I kind of like my first meal to be not as rich. I often opt for a smoothie, a keto smoothie or a smoothie bowl. I've got the recipe in my last vlog and I've posted it a couple of times on the Instagram, which is Ruth May Keto. Before having anything, I will always have a big glass of water, and I often like it to be room temperature, not too cold. Often when you're really, really hungry or you feel hunger, you can be just thirsty. So it's nice to just kind of break that barrier and just prepare your stomach for what's to come. Just make sure you're drinking loads of water throughout the fasting period and continue to keep that up even when you are eating, because remember, whilst you're in the ketogenic state, you're not retaining water, so you need to increase your salts and your electrolytes so you don't get the keto flu or other nasty symptoms. Like I said before, just be really careful with the oils, because they can make you feel quite sick on an empty stomach, especially MCT oil. So just see whether or not your tummy can tolerate it. And yeah, so what I would suggest is you give it a go, see how you're feeling, keep me posted. I love receiving messages from you guys on the Instagram, and also send through some vlog ideas for me. I'm traveling at the moment. I'll be going for about 5 weeks, but I'll try my best. And I've got something really exciting coming for you guys, so stay tuned. And remember to like and subscribe, because I really love the support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.